Memories are funny. I remember the way he smelled. I remember the way he laughed. I remember the way he looked at me. I remember it all. So many memories live here, in this house. Cutlery resides here, recently touched, recently held, much the same as I was in those days. Truly, this home is a chest full of memories. I should explore the lines of dust from the past, because even if I can't ever experience these events again, even if I'll never have someone like him again, even if he's the one who left, or maybe because of the fact, I remember it. Hi, I'm Echo, and welcome to I Remember It All. Now, remember that this is Horror Week, so although it's a very sentimental, romantic kind of intro, please be warned that this game shows and describes scenes that may not be suitable for all audiences. Player discretion is advised. It's been a few days since we broke up. I hope I can get closure from this. I guess I couldn't beat the storm. Let's get started. Okay. What am I looking at? I remember this shelf. Do you want to recall this memory? So, before I completely get into this game and get submerged into the story, I'm just gonna remind you guys real quick to like, comment, share, and subscribe in order to support Horror Week and of course my channel. And yeah, this is what this game is. You are remembering memories. I'm not sure why it's categorized as horror, but we'll probably make it there eventually. The page turned, and my hands quietly toiled at the book. I read often before he returned home from work. Honestly, at this time, I had wished that he'd stayed gone. But time marches on, of course. In reality, I was so happy that I hardly noticed the car arrive. The page stuck, and my hands quietly shut the book. He arrived in a cheery mood, happy about some kind of promotion he received. I smiled happy for him and happy to be with him. In reality, I was so blindly in love that I hardly noticed that I left my book out. The page tore, and my hands rushed to protect my head as he toppled the bookshelf over on top of me. I didn't have a job, my music wasn't supporting us at all, and yet I had the time to sit and read. In reality, I was so adjusted to his behavior that I hardly flinched as the shelf fell. Had it not been for the pain, I would have forgiven him immediately. I smiled at the memory, and I remember all of it. Okay, immediately that sounds very... He dropped a bookshelf on you? What? Some simple books, nothing stands out. Is this a mirror? We got this on our first date at the fair. Do you want to recall this memory? Okay. I'll try to read a bit faster because it goes fast. The sun rose, and my heart fluttered as we walked hand in hand. People watched as they often would, but neither of us cared all too much. In reality, we were so happy to even be there, we hardly noticed anyone at all. The sun shined and my heart danced as we rode the Ferris wheel together. Everything was so perfect. I loved him more than anything, and I knew he loved me just as much. In reality, I was so happy to even be there that I hardly noticed the storm clouds drifting in from the beyond the horizon. The sun set and my heart shattered, as did the plates and glasses he threw at me that night. In reality, I was so hurt that I hardly noticed how much I loved every moment of it. I smile at the memory, and I remember all of it. Okay, I'm slowly piecing things together. I do want to point out that on the itch.io page where I found this at, this is a gay couple, by the way. This is a young man reminiscing his boyfriend, apparently. And immediately, it's clearly very, very abusive. The clock my mom bought for us. I'm starting to not want to recall these memories, but the clock started, and my eyes traced his stone frame from the other side of our sheets. I decided to get up a little early and make breakfast for him. My cooking was nowhere near as good as his, but I still wanted him to have a decent start to a busy day. In reality, I was so happy to do something for him that I hardly noticed the time. The clock ticked, and my eyes traced his beautiful face as he ate, smiling at me often. This is wonderful. Thank you. In reality, I was so happy that I hardly noticed the time again. The clock stopped. My eyes traced the floor as the hands of my mother's first housewarming gift scattered across the floor. It seems that I had forgot about his appointment. In reality, I was so scared that I hardly felt when his hand glided across my face. I smiled at the memory, and I remember all of it. So, he dropped a bookshelf on you. He threw plates and glasses at you during one of your first dates. And he smashed your mother's clock and slapped you for it. Okay. What are you? A chair. We had just bought this last week. Oh, thank God, no memory. No memory with the chair. That's good. Oh, this is a room. Why can I suddenly... Okay. No, you know what? Fine. Let's go explore the secrets of the bathroom. Our bathtub. Do you want to recall this memory? I don't think this is a... Please, please tell me he didn't try to drown you. The water ran, and I felt my heart beat in my stomach. The bath was warm, steam covered the mirror so much that I couldn't see the bruises anymore. I was so happy as I was always to be next to him. In reality, I was so warm that I hardly noticed his arms gently wrapping around me. The water stopped, and I felt my heart beat in my chest. The heat was night but slightly painful. At the same time, he sat in the bath with me, and we talked for what seemed like hours before his eyes traveled downward below the water. In reality, I was so relaxed that I hardly noticed as he started to pull me closer. The water drained, and I felt my heart in my throat. The water rushed around me. I agreed to do this, but of course, it was only out of obligation. Maybe that makes it my fault. Perhaps not. In reality, I was so asphyxiated that I hardly noticed when the water had drained completely. I couldn't sleep that night. I smile at the memory, and I remember all of it. I'm gonna have to put a content or a trigger warning on the title of this video. Everything's just so deep. A mirror. Have I always had such sad eyes? Bath stuff. I should have thrown all of this away. It still smells like him, and the little character's smiling too. There's something here. Obtain the kitchen key. The toilet is in here. Fortunately though, I'm not in need of a restroom currently. Okay. Our bedroom is locked. So I go here now. Ah, so this is the kitchen. Oh, I went in order. Hooray, congrats to me. More books. Some nice counters. I remember he installed them himself. Please, please don't tell me there's a memory by the stove. Please. Our stove. Okay. Some nice counters. A small potted plant. I got this for him. He liked gardening, but I had to live close to work. There's something here. The bedroom keys in the flower pot. Hold on, give me a sec. I gotta drink a glass of water and like process this slowly. This is just so heavy. Do you want to recall this memory? He didn't even comment on the dining table. What are you? How bad are you? The seed was planted, and my hands gently held the watering can for him as he tended to his new plant. In reality, I was so happy that I hardly noticed that he wasn't smiling at all. The seed grew, and my own hands shakingly reached out to hold his. He allowed this as we sat on the kitchen table. In reality, I was so happy that I hardly noticed the stench of decay slowly sinking into the room from somewhere deep below our feet. The seed died, and my hands pleaded with me. Forehead was bleeding from where he had slammed into the kitchen table. In reality, I was so stunned that I hardly noticed how much these little acts of love he showed meant to me, I smile at the memory and I remember all of it. Okay. So, I know it's probably early to start drawing conclusions, but I think the horror in this game is just the horror that it's a reality for many people. He slammed your face on the dining room table and you think that's an act of love. Oh no. A closet, there isn't much else to see. There's some trash here. I'll take it out after I look around. Not the bed. I don't want to see the memory of the bed. Please don't tell me he raped you too. I mean, like, that was kind of implied with the bathtub as well, but like, he's not even commenting on it anymore. What if I just say no? Ah, the story doesn't progress. Oh, wait, what? Did I just did I just ruin that for me? Hello? Were they not expecting people to say no? And we are back. Let's let's reminisce what this bed has to offer. I really don't want to read this, but we're in it. The bed was made, and I bit into the pillow as his love flowed into me. These were my favorite times, intimacy from true love and nothing more, not selfishness nor greed, but love. In reality, I was so happy I hardly noticed his phone vibrate. The bed was ruined, and I cried into the pillow as his love dripped out for me. You shouldn't be so nosy. I'm allowed to do this because I'm not like you. I'm not disgusting. In reality, I was in so much pain that I hardly noticed him on the phone with what sounded like a young woman. The bed burned, and I screamed into the pillow as his love left me. He walked and kept walking. He abandoned me and didn't even look back. In reality, I was so angry that I could hardly see. I smile at the memory and I remember all of it. So he cheated on you. He's he's homophobic? Let's take this trash out. I think I'm ready to move on. Are you? I feel like I feel like you need some therapy first. Is that blood? Is that what I think it is? Oh, right where you belong. I mean, you're right. Whoa. Okay. You wanna you wanna wash off the blood? Now loading. I missed you. I'm so happy you're home. You know what? I am too. Excuse me? I see. Why is the music bumping like this? Oh, that's so loud. And it closed. It closed. It closed on me. So I think that's it for I Remember It All. It's one of my shorter horror games for Horror Week, but it really does hit hard. Uh, if any of my viewers are dealing with a toxic relationship like that, I strongly recommend that you ask for help and call someone and leave the abusive relationship. That was that was a lot to process. That was a lot of trauma, and he just, well, the boyfriend never left. He just died. I think I'm gonna leave it here. If you enjoyed the story of this really a really good game, like it was really well written and really well told, leave a like for it. If you want to play it for yourself, just to feel it all over again, the link to the itch.io page is in the description. Go support the creator. And yeah, if you enjoy my content altogether, subscribe. I'll see you guys Saturday with a different horror game. Until then, bye bye. See ya.